Did you lose an employee in the woods? Did you lose your favorite Kardashians to the mafia? Fear not, MS-13 is here. We bring to you our world-class package covering kidnapping, extortion, hijacking, dismemberment, and death. If you want to travel around the world, this is the safest package for you. If you get kidnapped, we've got your back. Kidnappings are not a foreign phenomenon in today's world. If you and your family are rich and famous, you and your loved ones potentially face the risk of being kidnapped. The thought of such an act itself gives you jitters. The enormous amount of ransom money charged by kidnappers can not only leave you bankrupt, but if not paid, might even prove to be potential life threat for your loved ones. In such cases, one's best bet is to get out of this horrific situation by buying kidnapping and ransom insurance. Disclaimer: batteries are not included. We are not connected to Marcel Rucha 13 in any way, shape, form, despite having the same headquarters, CEO, and organizational setup.
From the early 16th till the 19th century, there was a large number of pirates that operated from the North African coastal cities. They primarily targeted on European and other commercial ships for the purpose of selling persons on board the ship for slavery. These slaves could gain freedom by two means: by converting religion or by paying a ransom. In those times, churches and some families would collect money in order to pay for releasing the captives. One of the earliest forms of insurance pools in this regard was called the Slaven case, which translated to slave insurance. This was set up in Hamburg, Germany. Other individuals, sailors, shipping organizations followed suit with the practice of pooling money to pay for ransom. The modern beginnings of kidnapping and ransom insurance was with the infamous case of kidnapping of US aviator Charles Lindbergh's infant son from his nursery in 1932. Despite this being a high profile case and a huge investigation being conducted, the infant was murdered. This resulted in persons at risk seeking for an insurance policy that would cover risk of kidnapping and threats of ransom. Lloyds of London then became the first to sell kidnapping and ransom insurance policies to a certain few individuals. However, it did not become popular till the 1960s, wherein there was a series of abductions of bankers' wife, which created a huge market for the kidnapping and ransom insurance, and thus became one of the main sources of income for Lloyds for a period of at least 2 decades after that. Kidnapping is defined in the Merriam-Webster's dictionary as an act or instance or the crime of seizing, confining, inhaling, abducting, or carrying away a person by force or fraud, often with a demand for ransom or in furtherance of another crime. Although it is often thought that there is only one form of kidnapping, in reality there are many different varied forms. The most common ones are classic, virtual, express, and tiger. Kidnapping and ransom risk is essentially insurance that pays the ransom in the instance that a person is kidnapped or abducted. The insurer sells the policy to a person who is likely to be abducted, or the guardian of the minor likely to be kidnapped, or corporations whose executives are posted in high risk areas. In India, there is no specific law for kidnapping and ransom insurance. However, the state of New York categorizes it under burglary and theft insurance. Coverage of such insurance generally extends to kidnapping, extortion, product extortion, hijack, wrongful detention, disappearance, threats, express kidnaps, hostage crisis, and child abduction and assault. It is further extended to covering business interruptions, cyber extortion business interruptions, emergency situation evacuation, product recall expenses, stalking threats, etc. While it is easy to conceive that the buyers solely consist of rich parents, the market caters more towards those corporations that send their executives to risk prone, crime ridden, or conflict prone areas. The market is a healthy mix of tourists to high risk areas, high net worth individuals, diplomats, NGO representatives, corporations, and celebrities. In India, SBI General and HDFC Ergo provide kidnapping and ransom insurance. The market is liberalized on the seller side in the UK and America, with many private players like AIG, AXA, Chubb, and others. The peril is kidnapping or abduction, extortion, hijacking, and wrongful detention. Since kidnapping and ransom insurance policies are generally indemnity based, the hostage or captive or the corporation has to initially fork out the money in order to be indemnified for the loss later. The loss covered by many policies is not only ransom but also the amount lost during transit, legal expenses, dismemberment, or death during kidnapping. Sometimes the captive person, once released, may sue the corporation for endangering his life by sending him to an unfamiliar territory. For example, where MS-13 has a sizable presence in Colombia, some insurances cover this liability as well, including the expense of the employee for negotiating with a PR agency, HR expenses, and production capacity losses. Kidnapping and ransom insurance has many challenges. Physical hazards. Physical hazards includes the location of the insured, the crime rate, and the prevalence of law enforcement. This also includes corruption, collusion with the law enforcement in that area. The sphere of activity of the individual or cooperation, including travel, economic status, and occupation sector, must be taken into account. Moral hazards are a distinct and important component of kidnapping and ransom insurance, as the possibility of collusion with the organized crime is high. It is also seen that employees who know that they have been covered by this insurance collude with the abductors to stage kidnappings and get a cut from it for themselves in exchange for total cooperation. However, in such conditions, the victim may, in addition to the financial risk, face physical hardships, including the lack of food, physical discomfort, torture, and a possibility of death. In some cases, the person insured fakes a conspiracy of his own kidnapping in order to procure the ransom amount. These factors may be considered as deductibles or exclusions in the situation. Moral hazards, however, are not a deciding factor in this insurance. The likelihood that an employee who knows that he is protected by ransom insurance is more sobering fact than a fact that makes one more complacent with regards to one's own morality and a possible entrapment in life and death situations. Therefore, moral hazards or an attitude of casual negligence or complacency is not found in kidnapping and ransom insurance as it might be found in health or fire insurance policy holders. However, it is likely that these employees may announce it publicly or by word of mouth or by sheer negligence, and as a consequence, companies do not inform them of their coverage status as it may void their policy. Kidnapping is a sensitive issue, and the hostage is not often allowed to contact the law enforcement or their employer and only the family members. Therefore, if the employee remains unaware, he would contact the family, which may not have the capacity to pay, instead of informing his employer, who does have the ability to pay. However, just like life insurance frauds, where one person fakes his own death or the death of a relative to collect insurance payouts, similar lines can be done on kidnapping and ransom insurance as well. The incentive of a person in a crime ridden area with lax or corrupt law enforcement, slow police response times, and high level of collusion within the government with the organized crime, that person has a high incentive for colluding with gangs, whether it is of his own will or under duress for his own safety. Are likely not to do so since they are footing the policy and funding the amounts themselves. Another major challenge posed by corrupt law enforcement is the veracity of kidnapping and ransom claims when a corrupt law enforcement is more likely to post or supply false police reports, file false FIRs, and block evidence from foreign courts and police officers. Since it is also a question of sovereignty and jurisdiction, the case may never be adequately tried and fairly litigated in a foreign nation as well. In response to this, however, kidnapping and ransom insurer cannot insert clever exclusions and deny claims due to procedural error, as this would immediately drive away its corporate or corporate managed clients. The only way to break even with the sale of these policies is to charge an obscenely high premium. Kidnapping and ransom insurers also cannot necessarily add geographical exclusions to their policies of their clients. They can, but no one will buy it. A corporation that purchases policies for its employees may require additional coverages for a lawsuit that may be filed against the corporation. In such cases, companies have to be prepared for employing PR agencies, factory or unit relocation, hiring costs, job training, special crisis management consultancy, or negotiation costs, medical expenses, litigation, and other procedural expenses, etc. They have to be footed initially by the company before being reimbursed by the insurer. This is another reason for kidnapping and ransom insurance to be unattractive. However, the indemnity based reimbursement is the only way an insurer can hope to prevent false claims. According to the United States State Department, Never tell anyone that you have kidnap and ransom insurance. Publicizing your kidnap and ransom insurance dramatically raises your risk of being kidnapped and may void your policy. Advantages: an individual, person or business, company owner, employee, and their family members can be insured under this policy. Financial security is taken care of with the KNR policy when a high ransom is demanded. It also covers expenses incurred in investigating extortion threats even in cases when no monetary ransom demand was made. In some cases, it covers medical and travel related expenses also. If the policyholder goes missing during the policy period and if the body is not found within 36 months from the day of disappearance, the nominee gets the death benefit. Most coverage provides extension additionally to preventative measures that reduce the risk of kidnap while at the same time providing crisis responders and negotiation teams to mitigate the consequences if the risk should be realized. Payment for negotiation with the abductor and delivery of the money by trained professionals is also included. When there are expert/professional negotiators, there are more chances of the situation being handled in a better manner rather than a case where a layman with no prior experience have to negotiate. Additionally, it also includes emergency evacuation from the places that are hazardous, remote, or dangerous. After the victim has been released, the expenses of rehabilitation or psychiatric treatment is also covered. A KNR policy can also pay for funeral expenses if the victim has died. The insurance company also handles additional payments of reward money, security, and travel expenses for the family member. Privacy of the insured is maintained at all times, as the privacy of the insured is the name will not be written on the policy, but a code name and a number will be used to reference the persons. Therefore, the identity of the person is not to be disclosed by the insurance company to any third party. To conclude, although kidnapping and ransom insurance is a very large expense and also has complications, it has in due course of time become extremely vital for employees of companies engaging in risk activities and for those high net worth individuals who travel to risk prone areas. Additionally, insurance policy may prove to be hospitable for educational institutions having studying abroad programs, financial institutions, healthcare facilities where child abductions are common, organizations where working abroad, and entertainment companies. Therefore, it is wise to invest money in such a policy to avoid financial, emotional, and other losses. As there are many parts of this world where the risk of kidnapping and abduction is high, for example, countries where there are instances of piracy like Somalia, or in case where countries there is guerrilla warfare or militia. While traveling to these countries, it is imperative to take precautions of purchasing a kidnapping and ransom insurance. The market for kidnapping and ransom insurance is thus a growing one, as there is need for it in such high risk domains is constant. However, it must be kept in mind that while purchasing such an insurance policy, that it has a limited coverage which does not extend to specific geographical areas, has certain political limitations, and a few policies have a certain cap on the amount that can be provided as ransom. Therefore, a person must make a wise and a prudent decision while purchasing such a policy and must choose a policy which is most apt to the risk the respective person is prone to get exposed to.